So today was a first. I had a problem I had never run into before. Stay tuned. So welcome back, friends. Again, I am doing a video on a new set of masks. So on my website, I have 4 new sets of masks, 4 different collections, and this is the first time I'm actually creating some prints with this particular set. This set is called Circle Divide. I love the way they come out. I also introduced this one in this video. I've used it before, I think, and this will be in a future set. I'm going to have probably 2 like this in one set. So something really weird happened on the plate. The first layer that I put down, which was the masks, and then I put other layers of paint on top of that. This was supposed to be multiple layers, one pull. Well, the other layers came off the plate, but the first layer stuck to the plate. So then I tried to pick it up, and it still stuck to the plate. I got about 4 interesting prints from that one layer. Let's take a look. Okay, so I'm starting with some black, and I'm spreading. It's a nice creamy paint. It's not a brand name that I am familiar with, so maybe that was the problem. These are my new masks that I love. And we're going to start by picking this up with some deli paper. I want a nice sharp edge, so I'm really making sure I'm getting around the edges. And I'm going to use these pickup sheets to pick up other layers on other prints as well. So we have a nice black to start with our shapes. And now we're going to Amsterdam paint. I will put all these colors in the description below. And I'm picking up from within the stencil. These are stencils I got on Amazon. I will also link that below because I know I'm going to get questions because these are fun. Okay, so I lift it up and now it's kind of like a ghost print. And I'm letting that dry. And now I'm picking up with some yellow. Now this was my very first try with these, and I wasn't very happy with this print, but I'm showing it to you anyway. Not every single one that we do is a winner. Do you know? That's just the way it is. So don't beat yourself up if occasionally you don't get a print that you like. Now I set my timer for about 2 minutes because since I moved into this studio, I'm noticing it takes a while. Anyway, look at what happened. Maybe I left it too long for this particular paint, but all that paint stuck on the plate. Some of the blue and the black. So then I decide I'm just going to pick this up with some magenta. And again, I'm using rice paper. And I'm thinking this is going to pick up cleanly and I can get started on something else. I'm not so lucky. I have never had this happen before. But look, I mean, it's still a great print. I love it. I love the color of the background. I love some of the black that I picked up. I still was happy with that, but it was like really sort of frustrating me. So now this is Titan Pale, green, green Pale, Titan Green Pale, I think. And I'm figuring this is going to pick it all up because it usually, the Titan Buff and the Titan Green Pale usually give me a good pull. So then I even switched to copy paper, thinking I just want a clean plate at this point. I want to get this crusty paint off my plate. And it still isn't coming up. But look at how interesting that is. I still love it, but look at all that paint still on my plate. So then I switched to Amsterdam Blue. I'm starting to get very frustrated. I'm using copy paper again, and I'm thinking maybe I need to leave this a little longer. So I did get a lot more of the black this time, and that's going to make some great collage paper, but I still got paint on my plate. So at this point, I just pull out the baby wipes and I start to get the plate clean. Like really, I just couldn't believe this was happening. So usually after I clean the plate with a baby wipe, I like to take a piece of clean copy paper and just sort of blot the plate, give it a good rub, and pick up some of that excess moisture because you might get some lacing. And that's the only reason why I do that. This is also a beautiful purple from Golden. It's more on the blue side rather than the red. Okay, so I'm also going to be layering some of these deli papers, as you'll see, and they really come out great. So far so good. My first layer is good. And the problem that I had with the first print does not happen again, but I don't run into any problems, but I have some discoveries on things that I know that I never spoke about on video before. So stay tuned a little bit later. Something's going to happen in one of the prints that I will explain. So I'm going to use some stamping on this. So this is not a very complex print. This one just has the first layer, 2 layers, that's it. Little stamping. It comes out okay. I thought I would give it a try. I love those stamps. They add a little something to everything, you know? So a lot of that texture is there now, so that's kind of fun. But I want to do something better than that. So anyway, I'm switching now to Phtalo Blue, green shade. It's a nice dark blue that has a little transparency. So I will show you all of the prints that I'm making in more detail at the end. Right now I'm just working fast. I'm trying to, get it done. So this is the Quinacridone Nickel Azo Gold. Oh no, it's Quinacridone Magenta, excuse me. I'm cleaning off my brayer and I get some beautiful colors coming off over on that sheet, that brayer sheet. Oh my God. I just love when those colors mix together. So I'm just pressing the masks into the plate. I thought I would give that a try. And I didn't wait for it to dry, I'm picking it up. So after I pulled the print, I had a thought that it might have been better if I had let that layer dry and picked up with another color, because I'm seeing the white through the paper, of the white of the paper. And it all didn't pick up either. So I left a lot of paint on the plate, so I decide first I'm going to try and pick it up with the deli. That didn't work. So it must have dried really fast. So I'm going to try by just adding some titanium white just to the sides. And I'm going to lay the same print down over it. I get a real grunge look this way. And I love these colors. And look at that one. So a lot more paint picked up, and it's definitely a grungy look, but it's going to make great collage paper. So then I add just a little bit more titanium white where the paint is stuck. And I decide to put it over this deli sheet. So I'm always thinking collage paper. I am not concerned with the print being an overall great composition. I'm thinking in terms of, can I use a piece of this in my future collage work? And a lot of times I'm just looking for shades of colors as well. I know other artists work differently, but that's how I am. Because this printmaking is all about having a good stash of prints in all sorts of colors so that I have something to choose from. So now I'm switching to some Payne's Gray. And I'm going over that pink deli sheet. Okay, so pay attention here. So I used that, I think it was Payne's Gray. Was it Payne's Gray? On that first layer. So now I'm putting down the teal and the yellow, and I'm laying the masks down again. And introducing this new mask. And I'm picking this up with deli paper. So what ends up happening is, now you'll see on that deli paper, I picked up some of the Payne's Gray. So now the only Payne's Gray is underneath the paint that was left on the plate. And of course that is fine if that's what the intent was. But you do get some interesting effects, and I have it on both the deli paper and now I'm going to have it on my rice paper as well. So now I'm letting this dry, and we're going to pick this up, I think with some Titan Buff. Oh, no, I am picking this up with some titanium white and some yellow. This is a Hansa yellow. So I'm making a really sort of buttery color. So now you can see that inside those shapes, you see that Payne's gray. And the other thing that you'll notice is on the deli paper, we have the opposite. So those colors are in the background. Like I said, you will see this all again later. I'm using some new software, and oh my God, it is not letting me slow things down. I am not happy with that. But as you can see in this case, we have it in the background, and I wanted to get rid of the transparency of the wax paper, the deli paper, excuse me. So I'm putting yellow, that buttery yellow, just in the background on the other underside of the paper, and I'm picking up whatever's left with this other sheet. Okay, so we're going back to our teal again. So these last two sheets that I'm doing, I have a plan for them, for a painting that I'm in, that's currently in the works. So that is why I'm doing more than one, because I was very happy with that color combination. And plus I'm also doing another deli sheet that's going to be layered. So I'm making a mess here. I have to clean up my mess a little bit. So this is Alizarin Crimson. And I think these two masks, you know, the circle divide and this one that I haven't given a name yet, I think they go together well. So I'm layering this on top of one that I had done earlier. And this turns out to be one of my favorites of the afternoon. Okay, so I'm going to pick this up with some titanium white and some Hansa yellow. Mix it all together and get a nice buttery yellow. And so again, you'll see that some of the shapes are just inside the shapes of one of the other layers is inside the shapes of the second layer, if that makes any sense. It's like when you're overlapping the same mask again, the part of the pickup from the first layer disappears, so you lose that and you only get what's stuck to the paint on the second layer, if that makes any sense. You kind of have to do it to get what I'm saying, but you end up with shapes inside of the other shapes. So I waited for that to dry there, mixing a tiny little bit of yellow with the teal. So that was my hair. It's always falling out all over the place. So I'm going to pick this up with the previous print from a deli paper. And I found that that really gave me some good results. But then I needed to pick up some more. So I'm just doing a cleanup here. And I'm going to let that dry. Pick it up with some titanium white and a little bit of yellow. And this is my favorite. So let me know in the comments below if you didn't quite get what I was talking about, how some of the paint is inside of the masks. Anyway, some of these are the deli papers that I layered. I think they're going to make fun collage papers, especially this one. I love the way this one came out. And that transparency is still there, so those other colors that I lay it on top of are still going to show. Now here's my disaster, but still fun. And I've got a deli paper that has some dots on it. And I liked how some of that black picked up on the deli paper as well. And all of that paint stuck, and look at this print. I mean, we have two different shades of the magenta where it mixed with the yellow, and we've got the black, and then this one almost looks like it has like a drop shadow on it. I love this one. So it was like we were peeling off the layers with each print. It was very, and then we finally got down to the black. Finally. So these are all usable as far as I'm concerned for deli paper, for collage paper. And these I love also. That this was my, let me see, underside has yellow. So this is my deli paper that I printed and then printed just a solid yellow on the back. And this one has multiple layers on it, and I absolutely love it. This one too, and we got some of those shapes off on the blue, on the teal. That was probably the negative of this. This one's a little bit messy for me. I mean, I still like it, but it's a little messy. And I love this. So the two that have just the teal without the alizarin crimson are the two that I like. So this is why I like them. So I'm planning this painting and this color palette with possibly a background somewhere else on the painting. This was like a little test I was doing on a little board. And you can see how those colors go beautifully together. So I think a collage with the papers in one section of the painting with that background is going to be absolutely gorgeous. Even the most experienced gel printers have problems on occasion. Today was one of those days. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. And don't forget to create, inspire, and share. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.